Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hey, welcome to the second episode of A Champion's Perspective. Second episode for 2020. You know, stuff's just going crazy this year. With me as always is Timmy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Hope everybody's doing well at home.
Yeah.
A couple big games last week, that's for sure.
Good games, good fantasy games, and good football. Good to have it back.
It is good to have it back for sure.
As we talk right now, the Bengals and Browns are warming up.
Yep. Hopefully the Browns do not do what they did on Sunday.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. To quote the coach from Letterkenny, embarrassing.
Embarrassing. So Timmy took the time and put together a first round draft pick and how well they did for our fantasy draft. So Timmy, if you want to go right off the rip here.
Yeah, let's give it a quick rundown. So I'm going to go draft pick in order 1 through 12, kind of give my thoughts on how they went for week 1 and hopefully where they'll go for the future. Scully, strong pick with the first overall pick, took McCaffrey. He scored 25.4 points and outperformed his projections. He had a big day, and that's what you expect out of him. That's why you take him number 1 overall. He really did earn that spot. And if he keeps that up all year, it's going to be big things for Scully. In the second spot, Mac took Saquon Barkley, who scored 6.6 points, which grossly underperformed his projections. Mac's going to need a much bigger turnout from him to make something of this year. So I hope he turns it around, but it'll be interesting to see.
6 yards on the ground and double-digit passing receiving yards.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that offense evolves with Daniel Jones. But we'll see. He can keep throwing touchdowns to my guy, that's for sure. Get him in the starting lineup. Who was that? It's not Sterling Shepard. It's the other one. I don't even know. Yes.
Yeah.
Then we got Davis third with Derrick Henry, which was kind of like the early shakeup of the draft. It got back in order right after that, so I really hope that pays off for Davis. Actually, I don't. Screw you, Davis.
Yeah.
Follow the draft order. He scored 15.1 points, which was under his projection. So we'll see. Only future will tell if Davis made a mistake by letting Zeke slip around, who then only went to, not around, a pick. Meister then snatched up Zeke at the 4th pick, who scored 24.7 points, which is roughly 9.5 points more than Henry, and beat his projection. And that's just being Zeke. Smitty took Dalvin Cook at 5, 20.8 points, beat his projection. Looks like he's going to be rock solid all year, so that's going to be a good pick. Puffer took Kamara, 18.7 points, outperformed his projection. It feels he underperformed in week 1 in a way, but with Michael Thomas being hurt for the next couple weeks, he should see his numbers tick up, so that could help Puffer out a bit.
Yeah, not to mention he signed a contract last week, so he should go.
I took Josh Jacobs with the 7th pick. I think that surprised some people, but he scored 31.9 points and crushed his projection, so I really hope he can keep that up because some of my other high draft picks kind of flopped out last week, which sucks. Holbrook took Mahomes, who scored 25.44 points, which is actually under his projection. I know everybody was jazzed because it was the first game back in a long time, but Nick is definitely going to need more out of Mahomes for that pick to pay off. Pete took Chubb.
You take that quarterback in that first-round pick, you need the rest of your team to really show up. You know, you missed out on your skill players.
I think he was thinking Mahomes is going to be, and he probably will be. You know, it was first game back from the weird off season, but most people are probably expecting 30+ points out of Mahomes at this point, which is a lot to ask out of any quarterback. But unless it's Matty Ice, who throws the ball 80 times a game apparently. but Pete took Nick Chubb with the 9th pick, 4.6 points. So far, that is I would say the biggest disappointment for a running back. Pete, this is why you don't draft for Browns in the first round. Probably the second either. You can ask Davis about Odell Beckham on that next on the next call.
You can ask Cole about that, right?
Well, Cole traded for him, but Cole gave up a part-time running back. Davis drafted him in the 2nd or 3rd round. Something like wow. But yeah, so Pete, I'm actually pulling against Nick Chubb at this point and hope Kareem Hunt takes most of those carries, but we'll see. Cole then took Michael Thomas, who scored 1.7 points, which was the biggest disappointment overall in week 1. Now he looks like he's going to be out several weeks with a high ankle sprain, so that could be tough for Cole to overcome. It all depends on maybe that trade with Odell works out for him and Odell picks up his game, but only time will tell. Brother Bill took Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 21.8 points, which beat his projection. Looks like he could be have a big year in this Chiefs offense and, do some good things for Bill. Ben took Aaron Jones, who scored 13.6 points, beat his projections, turned in a very steady Aaron Jones-esque performance. So that could work out for Ben, but Aaron Rodgers might be having a big FU year because they drafted a quarterback. Everybody's saying he's washed up, and we'll see. So keep throwing the ball to Devontae Adams. That's what I say.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition in that Green Bay backfield. You got Jamal Williams in there. You got that rookie A.J. Dillon.
Yeah. I don't even think he saw the field, though. I don't think he saw a snap.
No, not yet, but it's coming.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't poach those goal line carries for Ben's sake, but.
And Schultz, if I were you, I'd be looking for a trade partner, man. You're running on borrowed time there. And check your email. You might have something.
He won't even spit on it, Ben. He's just going to jam it in there with these trades. So, Smith, did you want to move on to the week projections?
Yeah, let's move on to week 2 projections. Tell me, I think we talked pre-production, and you mentioned you went 2-4 last week.
I did. I know I picked myself to win, and I picked Pete to lose. I usually do a recap of each one, but with doing the draft recap, I figured I'd cut that for this week, and we'll get back to it next week.
Yeah, that's all right. If anybody gives a shit, they can go watch the video again and, send us some info. See how you
do
did.
your own research and join the call. I do know that top 3 point getters were Smitty, Ron, then myself. All had very strong weeks. Puffer also had a strong week, but he did end up, unfortunately, playing me, and that cost him. So I think he would have beat a large number of the field if he would have played anybody besides those top 3. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So
Well, it's about time that you're on that side because I know you've been on the 3-digit side, and you're like, hey, this usually wins games most weeks.
yeah,
So, hey,
like a playoff game last year, if memory serves me.
Guess what, Puffer? You got to start scoring over 130 if you want to compete with the big boys.
There you go. But let's move right on to this week. So this week, I play my brother Bill. I think I'm going to win this one. The game could swing on Thursday night's game here because I'm starting Kareem Hunt and A.J. Green, and he's got Joe Mixon, I believe. So
Cincinnati heavy.
Yeah. So does this and Bill's gonna need Naheem Hines to reproduce his week 1 magic. So if that'll keep it real close. But I do pick myself to win.
All right.
Nick versus Cole. I picked Nick to win this game. I don't think the arrival of Odell Beckham is going to replace the loss of Michael Thomas. The big question is can Rodgers repeat his week 1 performance and keep up with Patrick Mahomes? As long as he's throwing touchdowns to Devontae Adams, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I do pick Nick to win that game. Puffer, and you guys will have to forgive me on some of these because Sunday's a couple days off and injury reports change daily, so it is what it is. Next game, I have Puffer versus Scully. I did pick Puffer to win this one. Russ is off to a great start, doing Russell Wilson things. Michael Thomas. No Michael Thomas means more touches for Kamara, which is a good thing for Puffer as well. If he doesn't get hurt, he should have a big day, but Kamara does tend to have a little injury history.
Well, it looks like both of these guys are 0-1, and I know Scully shit the bed on Galladay last week. Didn't get the memo that he wasn't playing and had him in his lineup. Got a big fucking goose egg there. As I looked at Scully's lineup, it looks like he had Denise go over it, double check it, and it looks like it's ready to go for this week's play.
Okay. I was just going to say, I know Scully needs Galladay and Landry to have a big day. I don't know if Galladay will be back in time, but he's definitely going to need to make sure his starters play.
Landry may have been a game-time decision today.
Oh, that's right. He might be out.
He's in the lineup, so hopefully you're watching, Scully. You've got about 2 minutes to set that lineup.
There you go. Oh, this won't air till then, so we'll see. Yeah. Sucker. Next up, I have Smitty versus Pete. Smitty's 1-0. Pete's 0-1. Jonathan Taylor is going to start seeing an uptick in touches, hopefully. That means they go away from Naheem Hines. And because Mac's out, which could be very good for Smitty. He is currently the points leader, which is always big. Matty Ice had a huge week. How about he starts throwing some touchdowns to Hurst, Smitty? How about that? How about he helps me out here?
You got to feed the real men first, and then you
F
get
that noise. He had no problem throwing it to fucking whatever our tight end is. Yeah. And Pete's already streaming quarterbacks, which is never good.
Yep, good point.
Next up, we have Ben versus Ron. Ben's 1-0. Ron's 1-0. I did pick Ron to win this game. This could come down to the Atlanta-Dallas game. Will Zeke keep proving that Davis should have drafted him? I think so.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun to watch that all season and keep digging that into Davis. Then last but not least, we have Davis versus Chase. O versus 1 versus Davis's own 1, Chase's own 1. Davis is moving on from his third-round pick, Odell Beckham Jr., for a running back by committee, and hope he needs some help out of that
He
move.
passed on an OSU running back in the first round to pick up a OSU running back, in the 6th round.
Yeah. Actually, I guess it would be his 3rd round since that's where he drafted Odell.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But he's going to need Lamar and Henry to have good days. I hope for Mac's sake, Saquon performs this week to make up for that. He's the 2nd pick, so he needs him to perform on a regular basis. But I would love to see Darius Slayton to keep crushing it and getting those touchdowns and passing yards. So we'll see. But I did pick Davis to win this week as well. So that's it. That's the picks, brother.
I appreciate the research on that. Once again, Holbrook brought up in text messages about the ESPN projections, and if you guys are looking at those projections, you're a monkey, and we should get in another simpleton league, because that stuff's bullshit. That stuff jumps around so much.
Pussies, man.
Yeah, that's for sure. But if you want to keep checking, Nick, it does show me being first, but I don't put a lot of weight in it, except that, it's right this time.
Once the points are tallied, they're tallied.
Yeah.
The projections have you winning the week?
No. They put me in final overall projected standings as number 1, where I was.
Oh, that's right. That he was doing the projections for the playoffs and.
I was on a downturn. I was going down to 6 as of last week.
Yeah, then you get a week under your belt, and look what happens.
Oh yeah, right. We're firing on all cylinders here.
But it should be, it was a fun first week. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season to see how it goes. But I wish you all the best of luck, and we'll see how the week goes. Right?
All right, man. Let's go watch some football and try to put some points on the board.
That's right. Let's go Brownies.
All right, Timmy. I'll catch you later.
Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Later.